Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Straight Talk for the Soul series, your vibrational, multidimensional vitamin for the body, mind, and spirit. I did not know that song was going to play, but I loved it. Hope you guys were dancing to that. I was. Anyway, I'm Cari Murphy, your host, creator, and founder of this global broadcast and brilliant community of light. I'd like to extend a bright and beautiful good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you tuning in from around the world. Welcome home, everybody. Welcome to our Season 14 launch party. Welcome to 2020. Welcome to this brilliant new year and new decade. So happy to be here with all of you today. I'm excited, and I want to get you guys uplifted today. I want you to feel connected. This is a sacred space for that, for you to open your heart, to smile, to laugh, to get empowered, to reignite your vitality, to amplify your enthusiasm. This is just a high vibe space for you to come to every day and lighten up and experience relief from anything that may be weighing you down. So thank you for being here. I'm feeling inspired to ask my favorite question. What is the best that could happen today? Well, today my beautiful friend Beth Horndobler joins me as my co-creative partner. We're going to talk about the new year, the new decade, the new you, and manifesting abundance with the new consciousness grid and the new light code. So intend for some upliftment today with Beth. This show is really all about empowerment, and together we inspire one another to consciously select an empowered, prosperous, joyful, appreciative state of being as our new normal, as our preferred way of living and being in the world. And this, my friends, is what changes everything. We are the way showers and pioneers of purpose, divine purpose and intention. So it's nice that we have this space to really to pump one another up and get excited about this new year. So I'm devoted and dedicated, as always, to walking hand in hand and heart to heart with all of you on this adventure. So rest assured that you being here means that you're ready to receive the love and the support that is going to propel you into a new realization of freedom in 2020. That's what we're here for. And Beth is going to support you with that today as well. So just trust and know that brilliant, bountiful blessings are on their way to you. Just relax, breathe, open, and receive. We invite you to subscribe to this show as a free platform at straighttalkforthesoul.com. You can listen to today's replay and all of our replays on iTunes and YouTube, and connect with us further in our Facebook group or on Instagram. Just find us by entering in Straight Talk for the Soul. And today, again, our topic is new year, new decade, new you, manifesting abundance with the new consciousness grid and the new light codes with the incredible Beth Horndobler. She's a former Chicago prosecutor and trial attorney, and she put herself through college and law school in the 80s as a single mom, having had her first child at age 18. She attended law school at a time when women only made up 10% of the class, and she was the only teen mom or teen mother. In 1984, she graduated and began working as a prosecutor, and at that time, women only made up 5% of the staff. And then, in short, let's just move forward a little bit because I want to get in with Beth, but her experience as an attorney was very masculine, and then throughout the years she felt this nudge to really find the key to her purpose work. And so it wasn't until 2011, at the age of 53, that she quit, being an attorney. She moved to California, and it was in that radical move that she really opened and deepened her connection to the divine. So we're going to talk to her about that, and that's what opened her into being the psychic, the medium, the intuitive spiritual counselor and energy healer that she is, and that she always has been. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about you connecting to the divine and how you can do that more easily, and how you can be more receptive to make that connection. And if you don't really know what that means or how to receive openly today, you'll learn how to clear and flush what blocks you from hearing the call of the divine. Beth will also offer a process or an activation a little bit later. She's going to take callers, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Press *2 to raise your hand if you want to connect with Beth. I also want to tell you we have 2 questions for you to ask Beth, so you might want to write these down. One is, where am I blocked to the new light codes? And the other is, where do I most need to open to connect with the new consciousness grid? And we'll repeat those later before we take callers. But those are the questions to ask to participate. So it's going to be a powerful show, everybody. So please join me in extending waves and waves of love and light and joy to Beth as I welcome her back to the show. So Beth, welcome, my friend.
Thank you. I love those waves of love. Thank you, everyone, for being here, for being you, for sharing your heart light with me. And Cari, thank you for playing with me in the quantum. It is always such a delight to be with you in your community.
What a great way to start the new year, right?
Isn't it, though?
Oh, my gosh.
It's so amazing.
Well, and your energy is, I mean, I love your vitality, your enthusiasm. So you're the perfect partner to do this with today. So,
right back at you.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Yeah. Okay, so let's dive in and talk about, as I mentioned, I talked about you in your bio, but let's talk about you connecting with the divine. And you really deepened that connection, as I mentioned, when you decided to leave the law and being an attorney. But were you always able to talk to angels, Beth, or did you suppress it? Or tell us about that.
I always did, but I don't. The interesting thing was I just accepted it. I didn't talk to anybody about it. I didn't doubt it, but I also didn't understand it. It was just, I guess now it's coming to me that I was very naive about it. I just thought, like, well, you breathe, you walk, you hear the angels. But I obviously knew something was different, because why wouldn't I have said to someone like, hey, did you hear that, or do your angels talk to you? But there was never any fear. There was never any suppression. When I was young, I would just hear their voices or see them at night, not see them externally. I don't have that gift like Lorna Byrne, who wrote Angels in Your Hair and sees angels physically. I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse, because it could be, any of it can be either way, but I don't have that. I saw them internally and I could feel them in my room. But again, I never talked to anybody about it. In fact, my mother went to the Barbara Brennan School of Energy Healing in the 80s.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was, my mother's always been on the cutting edge of everything. And we talked a little bit about it, but see, that's right when she went, right when I graduated law school, so I was totally not interested. I'm like, that's some weird stuff. My mom's always doing something weird, and this is some more weird stuff, so yeah, you can do whatever you need to do, but I'm not in it. So then fast forward to 3 or 4 years ago, and I began calling her to consult with certain things, like what do you have, what's your take on this or that? And then I remember telling her, yeah, so I had this client, and we took a hook out. Wait, how did you know how to do it? And I said, well, I just removed the hook and pulled it out. Well, how did you know it was a hook? And I said, it looked like a hook. And how you would take a hook out, you're not going to push it in, you're going to round it out. And she said, do you have any idea what a gift that is? I said, what are you talking about? Don't you? She said, first of all, I don't see stuff that way. Second of all, I paid a whole lot of money and spent 2 years of training, and you're just doing this. And that was really, and right now I'm getting full chills, that was really the first time that I was like, oh, really? Everybody has this? So that's a long answer to your question of, yes, I've always had the connection. I didn't always understand it and didn't question it, so that's good because I didn't suppress it, but I didn't know how to work with it until I was ready. And that's the thing, is nobody's going to get any of this. No one's going to get that uplifting. No one's going to be able to flow in that frequency of abundance in all areas of your life until you're ready to see yourself as that. As that divine being of love, light, and service. And once I was beaten so down by the masculine energy and all the rest of being a lawyer that I had to just let it go. And I literally threw my hands up to the divine and said, I give. Whatever you got for me, bring it, because everything I've ever done up to this moment is not going to, my way does not lead me forward. There were no amount of lists, no amount of plans, no amount of checking off anything, which I was very good at.
I'll bet you were, yeah.
I was, and that was not the way. Everything kind of fell apart in a strange and curious and beautiful way, and then it all began to come back together as I began to study and to go deeper and to take my light seriously for the gift that it is. And so that's the invitation in this year for everybody.
Yes. Well, I'm grateful that you did, and I love the energy that you bring forth, Beth, and all that you do. Every time you come to the show, it's fun, it's light. I mean, when you were an attorney, did you have this same kind of joy and enthusiasm, or are you really embodying that more now that you're doing this work?
The only time, there were times during trials, you'd get that sort of high that things are going well and you're flowing and it's great. But the only time I felt this kind of joy, the joy that I feel working with you, working with my clients and students, and just the joy of connecting to the universe and the divine, the only time I even came close to that is when all of us attorneys would go out drinking. And it's not the same, but it was the only way that there was to
back
connect
then, yeah.
in that way. Yes, back then, and with those people. I mean, towards the end of my career, I began, just little glimpses of talking about this or that, and people would just look at me. And it wasn't even anything. It was like, my boss's husband had passed, and she didn't believe in anything. And we were, once again, the group of us were out drinking for some reason, and I said, Bob's right here. What are you talking about? I said, he's right there, and I tapped the back of her head, and I could feel her shiver, and she just looked at me, and she didn't resist. She didn't say, and I kind of thought, like, why are you messing with her? Because, Bob's not here. And then the little part inside of me said, oh, but he is. And then I heard his voice, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to stop messing with her. Because that's how it all was back then. Right. Whereas now, I first of all wouldn't even say that unless I had the person's permission. And anyways, if I heard a person's voice, I would believe it. So I guess the answer is no. I did not experience the kind of joy that I experience now on a daily basis, moment by moment by moment, when I was a lawyer. Every now and again. I remember leaving when I had my private practice with my partner. We got a big check for like $300,000 for a settlement, and we got a third of that, and it was maybe 11 on a Friday, and I started packing up my stuff, and he was like, what are you doing? I said, I'm taking this check to the bank, and then I'm leaving. And he's like, what do you mean you're leaving? And I said, look, man, this day is not getting any better than this, so I'm going to leave. And he got upset. See, there was the moment of the joy. Join me. Come join me. Let's go do something fun.
Let's go play. Right.
Yes. It's a Friday. We just made a chunk of change, and there's nothing on the calendar that's keeping me here, and whatever work there is, I can do it on Monday. He could not let himself do it, and that's why I didn't have joy in the law, because that's not the paradigm. Joy is not a factor.
Right. Well, and now when you're working with people, Beth, I know that you one of the significant topics, that you work with is on abundance with people. And as I mentioned when we started the show off, we're going to talk about being receptive to this, to connecting with the divine, to connecting with this flow of abundance. And so when you're working with people, are you able to feel, sense, what their blocks are, or why they're not receiving abundance, or why they're unable to maybe connect with their inner being, their intuition? I mean, what do you do with people when you're working with them in that regard?
Yes, I can see, sense, feel where their blocks are, and I can also feel that whether or not they're actually ready to let it go. I recently had a really wonderful client tell me that when she first joined the monthly energy healing call that I do once a month to just support and open and hold people in a greater state of abundance and the frequency of what they're here to do, that she thought it was super weird and was like, okay, I don't know what this is all about, but I just am going to trust and go along with this. And by the third month, she was over the moon and always the first one on the call, and that's when she told me. I thought this stuff was really weird when we first started, but I just really, she had just retired from the post office. She didn't have a lot on her schedule, and she was so eager to open and shift and change. And in the past 2 years in working with her and all else that she's been doing, she's completely transformed herself, including losing 145 pounds plus. I mean, she did on her own with a different program, but she was so committed, is so committed to letting go of what is keeping her stuck and opening to the new, even when it feels weird and she doesn't understand it. I can feel that too. I can feel because when I first started working with her, I was like, wow, she's really stuck, but I could see the opening. I could feel that she was ready. And that's the part that I try to most focus on, to help people see it and feel it themselves. When people are stuck in limiting beliefs and low self-thought and image, and they can't see their own brilliance, that's, it's an equal measure. Let's work on the blocks and let's help you see the light of you. Because the minute that people can begin to see their own gifts and their own light, their own joy, and begin to be confident enough to share it, that's the minute that real transformation is available.
Well, and how rewarding is that to help people really step into that? I mean, I can tell you, just doing this show and the letters that we get and emails, and I say letters, not emails.
Well, they are letters.
No one writes letters.
Electronic letters.
Right. Those. It's really beautiful when people have a breakthrough. And you never know, that's why we present so many speakers like you, and you never know who people are going to connect with and, when they open up. But when we get these letters, emails that people do, it's so exciting. And I love that that's what you're devoted to now, Beth. When we talked about the new consciousness grid and the new light codes and the opening, when did your work shift into being able to being aware of all of that? Because that's a new layer and level, the consciousness grid, new light codes. Describe what that means to you, and when did you become aware of all of this?
Really just about midway through 2019.
Wow, okay.
Was, it's all new. And again, it's that what you talked about a moment ago, that who each person, that you have so many speakers and that people align with different ones, that's because of the vibration and the resonance, right? So we each have a frequency that is changing all the time. Everything is energy, and so that is shifting. It's mutable. It's a frequency. It's not a static thing. And so about halfway through last year, which for most of us was a very challenging year, there was a huge call from the divine for all of us to let go of our craps, so to speak, and open to what's more, because in 2019, it was beginning, but it was more that press out, and then 2020 is opening us to this new decade where there's going to be ever more greater, more potent light coming into the planet and to each one of us. Now, if you're not ready to receive that, then it's going to feel really wonky, and you're not really going to. It's almost like, if you can imagine Teflon to a degree, where you put the oil in the Teflon pan and it just kind of slides right out. It doesn't stay where it is. That's kind of how the light will be for those who are in resistance and unready. And so I was very ready because I could feel the challenges. I knew that there was more shifting happening. We need to open to our light so as to bring more light and love and joy onto the planet, to save the planet, to save the people, to shift everything from the dark to the light, from the shadow to the brilliance. And so as I was working my way through this challenging year, I had some visitations during my meditations from various divine beings who started talking about the new consciousness grid. And I'm like, well, what is that? And then they showed it to me. It's the same grid. We'll connect with it in the process, the activation that we're going to do. It's just it's a little bit different frequency and different light. So that was the first layer where I was like, oh, the new doesn't have to be like this super hard, gotta study it, I don't know what it means, I need somebody to show me. It's just a receiving. And the same with the new light codes. You know, here again, as I'm talking about this, I'm getting, shivers, I'm getting some chills, my hair on the back of my neck is kind of activating because I'm opening as I'm speaking to receiving those new light codes. So what does this mean if you're willing to connect with the new consciousness grid and receive the new light codes? It means that you will be going through all the shifts and changes with greater ease. You're not going to have the light slide off of you and sort of miss the mark and then keep trying to come in. You'll receive it, and then you'll be uplifted, and you will have pathways opened to you which were previously closed. Now, if you're in resistance, then those openings are not going to come in the same way. You're going to have the experience that many people have when they're not ready and open, where you know you need to leave that job, but you don't, and, oh, gee, all of a sudden you get fired. And often you're being fired because of nothing that you did. It's just we just need to make a change here. We don't have the money, whatever the reason is. It's not personal. It's not like you made a mistake. It's gone. You rent, and your landlord all of a sudden says, oh, I'm not going to rent this house anymore. You got to go. Here's your 60 days notice. You know, these sort of pushing you out of your resistance and where you're stuck to, that's going to be your experience if you are not readily open and available to receiving the new light codes. You have to be in resonance one way or the other because it's what's happening. It's sort of, if you think about when you travel and you have to have those adapters for your cords when you travel internationally out of the U.S., or I guess if you're coming from there to here, if you don't have that adapter, you're not going to get any power. That's what's happening. If you guys don't adapt and don't get the assistance and the help that you need to adapt, then you're going to have a rough time. Why do you want that? Why would you choose that? Why don't you choose the joy that we choose every day, the joy that you and I choose when we're doing these shows? I mean, that it's a choice. What are you choosing?
It is. It is. And it doesn't have to be hard. I know sometimes there are going to be these patterns of resistance, and so people feel it's going to take a long time to get out of them. But like you said, it is a choice to make every day. And I think when we gather in groups like this, it's easier to feel those possibilities, because this container is so powerful. You know, the energy from everybody, it really makes a difference in our ability to make new choices. And so like you said, it's about moving from resistance to receiving and being in resonance. I love all these R words. But so when we do the process or the activation, Beth, is the intention to help people shift out of this resistance? And how are we going to do that? What's the plan?
So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the fifth dimension, and then, just as we're doing that, we're going to connect with the new consciousness grid. And those of you who've worked with me before or listened to me on Cari's show, you'll see that that grid is one we've connected to before, but it's different now. It's got different vibrations and different colors of energy flowing through it, and that's because it's the new consciousness grid. And then in turn, we're going to go to the fifth dimension into a dome, a sacred geometric dome, where you're going to receive the new light codes. And so the key here is that in this new year, in this new decade, the new you that is present is able to connect to receiving without having to do the massive clearing that we've been asked to do over the last 7 years. It's as if in the act, the very act, but now it has to be deep and sincere, of saying, I am open and receptive to all good. I am willing to receive all of this new. I am willing to let go. That in that act, it's almost as if a plug is being opened underneath you, a drain is being opened, and everything that does not match that higher vibrational, joyful, abundant, resonant new light is going to just flush right out of you. We've spent a lot of time, those who have worked with me, if we work with a vortex that goes into, I think we've even done that here on the show in one of the processes we've done in the past. We create a vortex running counterclockwise under your feet and connect it into the heart of Mother Earth and release density that way. And that's still available. For those of you, when we do the process, who feel particularly stuck right now, I'm going to invite you here. I probably may or may not, depending on the guidance, renew it when we do the process. But when we start, you can open that vortex so that you're inviting that vacuum to pull out whatever is dense in you, and then you just shut it down at the end. The reason it's not an active part of this process is that the guidance is that your community, for the most part, is ready to receive more. And you're not going to receive too much. You can only receive what is in your highest interest, especially in a short activation like this. You can do too much energy work and have it take you out a little bit physically. I have done that when I was studying some years ago in training. I was doing too much and I started getting vertigo at night. But I mean, you got to do a lot of energy work for something like that to happen. If you listen to your body will tell you what you need, where you are, where you're out of alignment, and where you're in alignment. The body does not lie. So those of you who are struggling with illnesses or discomfort or pain, listen, ask, what is this about? What do you want me to know? And then be willing to hear and be willing to shift and change. Over the years since I stopped practicing law, I've had to make a lot of physical changes in what I eat, how I sleep. I mean, I used to go out to party at midnight. Now I barely ever see midnight, even on New Year's Eve. It's really, I mean, I generally speaking am in bed by 10 o'clock and on my way to dreamland because that just works better for me. I very rarely drink. I don't eat junk food. I've made lots of changes, and the reason I made those changes was not from the standpoint, though of course it benefits me physically, but because everything that I was doing that did not support my body temple was taking me out of resonance with the light and making it harder for me to access my divine gifts. And once I got that, and like how meditation helps me open, well then I learned to meditate when I was a teenager, but I didn't do it seriously or regularly until 8 years ago. So understand that it's one step at a time. It does not need to be hard or painful or overwhelming. That the key really is saying, all right, I surrender. What do you have for me? And then finding what works. Why does one speaker call to someone? Because of the frequency and the resonance of what's flowing from the heart, that heartfelt frequency. I'm not for everybody. Everybody's not for me. So the important thing, though, is when you feel that resonance, act on it. Don't wait. Don't wait. Now is the time. What are you waiting for?
Absolutely. I have learned that. I mean, Beth, that's such a powerful thing that I've learned. When I feel inspired, I act on it in that moment, because if you wait a day or two, that divine inspiration, it's a lot, the moment has passed, or you'll talk yourself out of something. But anyway, I'm excited about the activation. I want to remind people, if you came in late, we are taking callers after the activation. Beth is going to answer 2 questions for the callers. So write these down for later. One is, where am I blocked to the new light codes? The other is, where do I most need to open to connect with the new consciousness grid? So we'll take some live callers after we do the activation. I'm looking at my notes, Beth. So are we going to, let's see, the Great Central Sun today? Is that right? And as part of the activation, or are you just going to be in the moment and see where we go?
You know, we were going to the Great
We were going to do
Sun,
that,
but yesterday they changed it.
Okay.
So
all right.
we'll see if it changes again. But yeah, we'll see.
We're
what
in
happens.
the moment. We're in the moment.
Right.
It's where the magic happens, Beth. So I'm feeling like it's a good time to go ahead and do that, Beth, so we have enough time to talk to our community after that. So, I just want to say, I wrote down when you were talking about kind of an affirmation as we enter into the process is, I am open, ready, and receptive to the new light codes, and I am ready to release the resistance. So, or whatever resonates with you that you want to say, I would set an intention to make this process as powerful as it can be. So, Beth, I'll let you take it away, and thank you in advance. It'll be wonderful, I'm sure.
I am so grateful to be here with you, Cari, and with everyone. And so I just invite everyone here to surrender whatever ideas you have about what you're able to see or feel or sense or experience, and just follow along. You don't have to know anything in particular. You don't have to do anything. Just allow. And if, which happens for some, you go out, in quotes, go out, like you feel like you fell asleep and you missed it, you didn't miss it. Sometimes our bodies, as I said earlier, our bodies do not lie. Sometimes our bodies take us offline so that we can receive at a deeper level where the conscious mind isn't going to interfere. So whatever you experience during the course of this energetically infused activation in the 5th dimension, where we're going to connect with the new consciousness grid and receive the new light codes, whatever you experience is exactly perfect and right. Just allow it, okay? So to begin, close your eyes and bring your attention to your third eye, that point in between your eyebrows, and then draw your attention into the center of your head and drop it down to your heart space, imagining that you're standing in the center of your heart space. And from here, we're going to ground into the earth with a gold cord, a stout gold grounding cord that's about as wide as your body. So imagine sending this cord down from your heart, through your torso, out your root chakra, down your legs and out the soles of your feet, and you're going to send it way down into the center of Mother Earth, where you will see, sense, feel, or just imagine that there's a golden ball of grace light, and you're going to lock your grounding cord into that gold ball. You may hear even a click as it locks in, and then you're going to wrap it around a few times just so that you're really securely grounded in our beautiful earth. And then run that grace light from the gold ball up your cord, bring it all back up, see it re-enter the soles of your feet and your root chakra, and flow it up to the center of your heart space. And now from that same center point, we're going to connect to your heavenly light. So imagine flowing a divine white light flecked with diamonds up through your throat, your third eye, and out your crown. And you're going to send this diamond white light all the way up to the furthest reaches of the galaxy, where you will see, sense, feel, or just imagine that there's a divine star point with your name on it, and you're going to lasso that star point. Yes, there you go. Wrap it around a few times. Wrap your diamond white light a few times around so that you are really securely, snugly connected to that heavenly light that is you. and then run that starlight down your diamond white cord, bring it all back down, see it re-enter your crown, and flow it back to the center of your heart space where it meets and connects with that gold grounding cord. Just letting those energies connect and create a state of synchronized stability. Beautiful. Now we're going to connect with the new consciousness grid. At the center of your heart space, there's a 0 set point. So just imagine there's a little activation button at the center of your heart, and you're going to push that button, and out of you expands a sphere of grid lines flowing top, bottom, front, back, side to side, an infinitely expanding sphere of grid lines. And you're going to infuse those grid lines with golden grace light, with the emerald green associated with the heart chakra and with abundance. You're also going to infuse it with rose quartz pink, the energy of love and sustenance and support, as well as the divine feminine. And then finally, you will layer in the blue that is representative of the divine masculine, letting all those grid lines fill up and flow with gold, emerald green, pink, and blue, just allowing them to activate and flow in whatever way is occurring. You do not need to direct it, just allow it. Wonderful, wonderful. Whew. So now, return your attention to your heart space and look deeper into your deep heart. You will see a portal, the tiny space of the heart. It may appear as an opening like a tunnel, or it may just even seem like a pinpoint of light, or you may just imagine an opening, and then you're going to pass through that into the ascended high heart and the fifth dimension. As you find yourself there on the other side, in the fifth dimension, we're going to set 4 pillars of light that will connect with the physical space you are in right now to this place in the fifth dimension. So just imagine in the 4 corners of the space you are in your ascended high heart, as well as in the 4 corners of the space you are in physically, that there are pillars of light that are connecting from those 2 places. You're going to allow whatever colors come, may just be clear, maybe white, whatever comes, and then you're going to infuse a feeling tone, a characteristic, an emotion to each one of those pillars of light. So it may be love, light, ease, grace, peace, prosperity, health, whatever comes to you. Just take a moment now to infuse each of these columns of light with that quality that you wish to have the experience of, with that which you seek more of. Very good, very good. And now look before you, further into this fifth dimensional space, and in the distance you will see a crystalline dome. It will appear differently for each one of you. For some it will be a dodecahedron, a 12-sided figure. For some it may represent in the shape of the flower of life. For others it may be a pyramid. Whatever shape, sacred geometric shape this dome takes, is the one that is individually calling to you. It is the experience that you need to have. So allow this dome to present itself to you in whatever way is in your highest interest. Now walk towards the dome, and you will see that there is an opening right in front of you. You're going to walk through that opening and enter inside the dome, where you will see the light is brilliant. And there's a table, like a massage table, right in the center with a crystalline mat laid over it. And you're going to walk towards that table and lay down on it. Then feel the light, the new light codes emanating from the mat and from the dome. Feel yourself being infused with the sacred light codes that are coming from underneath you and above you. Notice now that Archangel Raphael and Divine Mother have entered into the dome, along with the other master healing angels of love, of light, of peace, of joy, abundance, health, and prosperity. All of these master healing angels, along with Raphael and Divine Mother, are surrounding you now. Notice that the light at the center of each of their hearts is being activated and is being aimed towards you like a laser beam. Receive that light, that love, that joy, that peace, that health, that abundance, that prosperity now, as these healing angels surround you, sending their heart light to you. And now Divine Mother moves to the head of the table and places her hands underneath your head, cradling your head with her thumbs lightly touching your temples, aimed in at your third eye. Archangel Raphael stands on the side and has one hand lightly pressing your heart chakra and the other hovering just above your navel, your hara line that connects you and stabilizes you to your divine self, to the universe, to all that is. Allow the energy of Raphael and that of Divine Mother to flow from the palms of their hands into you, activating the new light codes within you as you continue to receive the new light from above, from underneath, and from all the master healing angels surrounding you. As you receive these new light codes from all these divine beings, know that Archangel Raphael and Divine Mother are pledging their support and guidance to you in the coming weeks and months as you continue to receive the new light codes and connect with the new consciousness grid to receive information about what more is possible for you and what your additional divine missions are longing to be fulfilled. Raphael and Mother step back, and even as their hands are removed, you still feel the light, the healing energy, the warmth, the up-leveling from their direct contact with you as you begin slowly, very slowly, to sit up and then stand up off of that divine light table. Take a moment now to turn to all the divine beings, all the master healing angels, to Mother, to Raphael, and extend gratitude and love one to the other for their willingness to support you, directly support you on your journey to opening and flowing with the new consciousness grid and the new light codes, infusing you with the energy of this new year, this new decade, open to receiving the new light of you. Take a look around, sealing in the experience of everything that has happened here today, taking all of it with you as you return to the third dimension, to the earth, walk back towards the door, and before you step out, take a look, and you will see that the universe has placed a slide there. This is where we get to tap into our magical, delightful, joyful inner child who longs to co-create the experience of abundance with us, playfully, with joy and mirth. So I invite you to just jump down on that slide and swoosh. Slide all the way down, back to your heart space. Right here, right now, with me. Beautiful. Now turn your attention to the right side above your head, to the inner bounds of your auric field. Flip that light switch on and look at how much more brilliant your auric field is. Just magnificent. Turn your attention to the outside and imagine placing hundreds of tiny little mirror tiles all over your auric field to shield and protect this bountiful, beautiful, abundant energy that is you. Anyone's energy that comes towards you will be reflected back to them. Yours remains within and theirs without, and yet, from the gaps between the tiles, you can have your light be seen to connect with all that it is in your highest interest to connect with, to light your way, on your way, and yet your energy stays within, pristine, intact, strong, and potent. And so we say, Mother, Father, God, Raphael, and all the master healing angels of joy, love, light, peace, abundance, and prosperity who have been here today to assist in this activation and up-leveling to the new light codes and connecting to the new consciousness grid. For this we give great thanks, extend much love, and so it is.
And so it is, Beth. You make everything fun.
I love that slide. I really loved that when that came in. I thought, oh, how fun.
I know. I was going to highlight that. Yeah, I loved the slide. I loved the details and the visuals and everything. It really made the activation, as you said, like more potent. So I hope everybody's feeling that. And thank you, Beth.
You're welcome.
That was beautiful.
Okay. So you see from that activation how easy it is if you allow. Now, true enough, we do have a very strong container here. This is not something I would expect that the average person would be able to access on their own. But when we have this beautiful collective community together, holding this space, flowing the light and love, how easy is it to connect with this new grid and this new light code?
Yeah. It feels pretty awesome. I hope everyone's feeling up-leveled, feeling better, feeling uplifted, which was my primary intention today, Beth. I told you that when we were talking before we went live. And I feel that. I hope everybody's feeling it. And but if someone is still feeling a little blocked, that's what we're going to help them with right now, Beth, with some of our live callers. So are you ready to do that and talk to some of these beautiful beings out there? Okay. So again, *2 to raise your hand. Looks like half of our audience has their hands up. So
wonderful. Okay,
yes.
Can we just take one moment before you call on the first person?
Of course.
And everybody just once again, really quickly, close your eyes. Place your right hand on your heart space, your left hand on your power center, and just direct your body to receive the information that is for you, that is in your highest interest, as to where you may be blocked to the new light codes or where you need to open to connect to the new consciousness grid. May you receive this information whether or not you are called upon and get to work with me one-on-one. Everything in this group, we have created an M field, and we are all connected. So the people that will be called on will be representative of the group, and by placing your hands in this position and telling yourself, I am joyfully ready to receive and open, ready, and receptive to the new light codes and the new consciousness grid. Boom. You're going to get what you need.
Boom, yes. Joyfully
boom has
ready.
Been coming up a lot the last couple of days. I've been hearing a lot of booms. There's just like a lot of divine explosions of beauty and joy and bountiful abundance.
Yes. Okay, let's. I'm going to share the questions with them real quickly. 2 questions that you can ask Beth, just so we can get through as many callers as we can in our time. Where am I blocked to the new light codes, and where do I most need to open to connect with the new consciousness grid? So those are your options, everybody. And okay, I'm coming out there. Let's see. Okay, first caller that I am going to is area code 415. 415, you are live.
Hi.
Hi.
Cari and Beth. Oh my gosh. This is Vivica, and I'm so happy and graced to be with you. Thank you.
Oh, it's nice to hear your voice. What is your name one more time?
Vivica.
Vivica. Okay.
Vivica. Uh-huh.
So which question did you want to ask Beth?
Where am I most blocked? I've been doing a lot of work, and or whatever question is the better question for me.
I love that. You know, you have a very elegant, glamorous energy that matches and fits your name perfectly. And so where I see the biggest block, it's right down the center of you, in that you aren't really fully receiving your elegance and your grace because of this block. It's like up at the top of your crown, just right above the side of your head, comes down to a kind of a Y point at your nose, and then all the way down there's just this little gap. It's so fine that, you know, it would be very hard for even a butterfly to pass through. Could be done, but you need to draw that together to come into wholeness and oneness. And the key focus for you is to affirm and open to your own elegance, magnificence, and grace. There's a way in which you turn away from the beauty and the elegance of your name, of your light, and say, oh, I'm not that. Does that resonate with you?
Oh my gosh. And my background has some similarity, doing things kind of like the only woman in a male-dominated world, and trying to let that go and allow the feminine, and also reject that I didn't do all this because of what you said, but because of my ability, which is what the male energy would say. Then, you know, you're doing this or only able to, and that's not the truth at all because of the things I did.
It is not.
So it's still hard. Yeah, it's hard. I can't imagine you. It was just so crazy then, and it's so difficult to let go of, and I'm very resistant to that. Yes, I am, and I see it. I know I've been working on it, but it's, yes.
So here's your homework. Here's your homework. Every day for the next 30 days, when you brush your teeth, I want you to look in the mirror and say, I am a magnificent, elegant being of grace and light.
I am a magnificent, elegant being of light. I have to write light and grace.
Yes, every day.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That's one for all of us to do for 30 days.
Yes, because it takes 21 days to break a habit. So if you add in that extra time, it really helps settle in the new habit where you're looking at yourself eye to eye every day in the mirror. This really, Cari, you're absolutely right. This is for everyone. And you can shift the words to whatever. I am awesome. I am magnificent. Whatever feels resonant with you. And really look in your eyes, soul to soul, and say it. so that your whole system, all of your bodies, mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual or energetic, can align with this new higher vibrational you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Beth,
commit?
what was it?
Oh
One
my
more
God.
time? Beth, you want to say it one more time?
Did you write it down?
I think I did.
Okay, Vivica, will you repeat it, please, Vivica?
I believe I am a magnificent, elegant being of light and grace.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And you can add anything onto that. You can use other words as long as what you're saying is high vibrational, and even if it is something that you don't quite yet really believe. For those who are struggling financially, I am an abundant, prosperous being of light. That would be yours. And even if you don't believe it, the point is you were trying to elevate the frequency, so we've got to go high. So you've had trouble accepting your brilliance, your elegance, your beauty, your grace. That's why that's for you. And for anyone who has trouble with seeing their own magnificence, that would be for you too.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. This is so powerful. It's amazing. And yes, it's something that I don't like to face, and I need to, and I love it. I will. I like that. I love me.
Excellent. I would encourage you to say it out loud. You don't have to, but for you, I think saying it out loud, I know when I started this practice, I just would bust out laughing and have to start again because I would be looking in my eyes like, this is not true. And I'm like, okay, I got to start again. And if you miss a day, you got to start again. You got to have 30 days in a row, so don't miss a day. You got to brush your teeth every day. Just do it.
Thank you so much
every day.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to right now. Thank you.
There you go.
Well,
wonderful to connect with you, my dear.
All right. Thank you, Vivica. I appreciate you bringing this out. Okay. Many blessings to you, beautiful. Okay.
Many blessings to you, beautiful.
Thank you. All right, Beth, we're moving on. Let's see. I'm going to area code 775. 775. You are live.
Hi there. Thank you so much. Hi, Beth.
I know that voice.
Oh, do you know this person? Who is this person?
It's Pat. Is that you, Pat?
Yes.
May I tell the truth about you, Pat?
Yes, you did.
This is the person I was talking about who has made the huge transformation.
Are you kidding me?
I am not. I am getting so many chills. You have all these hands raised, and then this is what it's about, people. This is manifesting.
Wow.
Pat manifested being on this call. She was called to it.
Pat,
I was
that's
called
crazy.
to speak of her, and here she is. That's it. Woo, baby. Master manifester right here.
You're the one she told the story about. That is just how powerful are you,
Pat? The one
who
thought that the monthly energy healing call was so weird when she started it.
Wow. Okay,
coming
Pat.
from a very science-based background, yes, it was very weird for me. But, yeah.
And here you
ready.
are. How incredible.
Here she is.
Yes. So, Pat, which are the questions you want to ask Beth?
I actually wrote in another question online, so don't take that one.
Okay.
If you read any of the online ones. And I actually wanted to know how balanced I have become with the most recent work I've been doing, because I've been trying very hard to get the divine feminine and divine masculine to balance to help me move forward in my purpose work.
Here is the answer. You are in balance, but I think we've had this before, but it's a much lesser, I feel like this is old. It's you used to have cement shoes on, and now they're just like the bottom of your shoes are cement. So it's making it difficult for you. It's kind of, there's an energy of holding in place because you've made so many shifts and transformations, and you've been working so hard on opening to the flow of the masculine and feminine, which automatically puts you in alignment with the new consciousness grid, as you know that is where we flowed the energy in of the masculine and feminine. So for you to really be able to tap into and soar in that frequency, you have to let go of those last vestiges of that I need to have something to keep me here in place. And I know this will sound strange, but that big, huge plant has got to go.
It's going. I've got a home for it.
That energy of that and all of that is connected to the sort of staying in place that has to be let go of. You don't have to move. You don't have to change up or shake out anything more. You just have to energetically let those concrete souls go and begin to let yourself experience a feeling of levitation into the light. As you meditate, as you connect in nature and with the trees, allow yourself to, the other thing I'm feeling is like you need to kind of bend forward and back so that you're popping your scapula and begin to open your angel wings, my dear. That's how you will allow yourself to lift aloft and flow with greater equanimity in the new light codes and with that new consciousness grid. Make sense?
Yeah, they're more like dragon wings, though.
All right, that's what they are. They didn't come out super light, so I that makes perfect sense. Dragon wings, and so you see, everyone, this is how it works. I say angel wings. She felt dragon wings. Dragon wings. It is. Everyone has their own intuitive connection. Allow yourself to trust that. Don't just do it the way I say. Feel into the offering that comes through me, from your guides, from the divine, through me to you, and then layer it in the way that it works for you. Beautiful work, Pat. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
you. Thank you, Cari. Thank you, everyone. Yes, thank you. Same back.
All right. Many blessings to you, Pat. I'm glad I got to meet you.
Yes. And I had no intention of talking about you today, Pat. It just came. It just that's the divine guidance of it all.
That's funny, and I had no intention of picking you.
Were talking to me.
Yeah, it's funny. Energy is a fascinating thing, isn't it?
It sure is. It sure is, and those shoes are coming off today.
Yay!
Awesome, Pat.
You know what else I hear for a bunch of the people in the group? There's a gospel group called Mary Mary, and they have a song called Take the Shackles Off My Feet So I Can Dance.
Cool.
For very many of you, look that song up after this call, and I want you to dance around your room wherever you are and listen to that call, because this is what Pat experienced is representative of so many of you who have these shackles because it feels safe and comfortable. You got to let go so you can dance.
Yes, I'm all about that. All right, Pat.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Pat. I love that you bring forth the playfulness, Beth, and I'm all about the dancing, and I'm all about the playfulness. So, okay, I'm going to take, let's see, where am I going? I'm going right here. Area code 920. 920, you are live with us. Hi. Hi. Are you with us? 920? You know what? I think that
the dog's with us.
Yes. So I'm gonna move on. Going to area code 530. 530. You're live.
Oh my goodness, that's me.
It's you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. What is your name?
My name's Caitlin.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hi.
How are you? Are you enjoying the show?
I'm loving the show. Thank you so much.
Yay! I am too. Thank you for being here.
Oh, I'm just delighted. And I'd love to know, where do I most need to open to connect to the new consciousness grid?
Okay, so the very first thing that I see, it's as if your arms are locked at your sides. So I want you to, if you aren't holding your phone, or if you can set it down for a second, I want you to physically sweep your arms out to your sides, up to your head, so that your palms just about touch. and then back down, palms facing down, and do that another time. Everybody who feels they need more freedom and expansion, just bring your arms from your sides to over your head. And so this is just to encourage you to open to that expansion that's available. I would encourage you, Caitlin, every day you have an assignment. For the next 30 days, I want you to spread your arms out wide. You can do this now, palms up, and you're going to extend your heart just a little. So a slight arch back. You're opening your heart chakra to connect with that new light as you affirm, I am open, ready, and receptive to all good and the new light codes.
Oh, that's beautiful. I am
and then you're going to do that 3 times a day for the next 30 days. I am open, ready, and receptive to all good and the new light codes.
I am open, ready, and receptive to all good and the new light codes.
Yes, because
with your hands up, palms out.
That's right.
That's beautiful. That is activating my wings.
Yes. Yes, that was what I was just going to say, and I love that you felt it because that's the next thing. That freedom to fly, that freedom to be seen, to be heard, to shine your light, to soar above and sprinkle the light of you all over the world as you activate your wings. That's where you need to go. And
so
I'm glad you know it.
Beautiful. I am moved to tears. Thank you so much.
Oh, beautiful. That is so beautiful, my angel friend.
I love that. I'm going to do that with you, Caitlin, every day.
Me too.
Yes.
I've been doing I'm open and receptive to all good now, but I'm going to do it this way because this is good too. This is really supercharged.
We'll all do it together.
That is powerful.
And that'll be really powerful.
Yes.
Fred, I'm just going to repeat it one last time so I've got it in my body. I'm going to spread my arms out with my palms up. I'm going to arch my back and connect to the light. I don't know if you said it, but from my heart.
Yes.
And then say 3 times a day, I am open, ready, and receptive to all good and the new light codes.
Boom.
I believe it.
Boom, boom.
Fabulous.
I felt it.
You guys are wonderful. I can't thank you enough.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you.
Oh, how fun. Okay, Caitlin, let those angel wings fly. Lots of love to you.
Blessings to you both. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Oh, I love it. I am open, ready, and receptive to all good and the new light codes. Yes, we are. Yes, we will be. How fun. I would have fun with you, Beth. Come back again
I do
and again
too,
and again.
with you. I think we were inner children together in another life.
Oh, I know
and
it.
We just had so much fun.
We played.
Yeah,
and
we did play.
We played a lot. I just had a vision of that slide again.
Hey, I want to thank you for bringing me full back to that too, because that's what connecting with you on your show has done for me. You have given me permission to engage in that playful child and to just have fun. And
it's so important. I mean, it's something that I really, really intend to bring to this community every day that I'm live. I want everyone to feel that playfulness and to lighten up, and and when we do it together, it's a lot easier. It's a lot more fun. So,
Beth, on a new meaning. Lighten up, doesn't it? When you
absolutely, and no more shackles. Let's just lighten up for 2020 and do it together. So, Beth, I'm looking at the time here. I want to talk to you about the Manifesting Abundance package that you have created for our beautiful community. That people can find at straighttalkforthesoul.com in our marketplace. So you will see Beth's big, beautiful smile. Click on her face and her smile, and you will see these 2 offers. Let Go and Flow. I love the title. Manifesting Abundance with the New Consciousness Grid and the Light Codes. So, Beth, offer A. There's a lot included in here. There's a 2-part workshop. Is this a recorded workshop, or is this a live upcoming call? It's a live one.
I will tell you, people, that depending on who gets into this program, that's what I'm going to teach, because so far, the only thing that the universe, that the divine has given me is the title of the workshop, Aligning with the New Consciousness Grid and the New Light Codes to Magnetize Exponential Financial, Emotional, and Physical Abundance. So I've been teaching this sort of thing for several years now, so I have a lot of information available, and how much of that is going to come through in this 90-minute lecture is going to depend upon who joins the group and who creates the M field that we will be in. So it's going to be a wonderful deep dive for all of us into what information each and every one of us needs to experience in order to magnetize exponential abundance in all areas. Mm-hmm. But it's that live. It's that live. It's like the fish that's still, if you eat fish, it's the fish that's still swimming in the river that hasn't even been caught yet. So I'm really excited to put this together for those of you. I am specifically now speaking to you, the ones, each one of you that resonates with me and the work that I do. Come on now and come on down and get into this group so we can. Yeah, we can play in the quantum. Mm-hmm. So, yes, it's all going to be live. The energy lab that we will do, too, that's also live, where you're going to interact with me. It's not limited to the questions like we did here today, just for the sake of time. You can ask anything, but it's pretty much that format. And then, perhaps a little bit, I don't have the time and the space on a show like this to work with you more than what I've done, but we would, for example, with Vivica, with that sort of why disruption that is there, we would have energetically cleared that. So that's what you can expect in the Quantum Energy Lab, along with what you will learn.
I love the name of that. How fun. And, I love what you wrote here. I love the words. They're very powerful. So if someone's ready to magnetize exponential, financial, emotional, and physical abundance, that's what it's all about. Who doesn't?
If you're not ready, this is not for you. And I tell you what, I have had people enroll in my courses and buy my packages, and then they don't do anything with it. And that's okay, because they'll have the materials down the road, and maybe they'll be ready then. But I'm just encouraging those of you who are ready. I see you. You see you. Come on and make that move, because together we are going to magnetize that exponential abundance for all of us.
Yeah, what a great way to start the new year too. Well, any time. I mean, it can be any time, but the beginning of a new year always holds such potential, and to jumpstart it in a fun way. And I'm sure that all of your workshops or different things that you do, it's a fun group, I would imagine. So, yeah.
Yeah, or if not, then those are the ones who drop out because they're not ready. But yes, in general, we have a lot.
It's too fun. Stop all the fun.
It's too fun. You can't have that
laughing.
much fun.
You can't laugh and make money at the same time and magnetize money at the same time. And I'm looking at
this. That is how you magnetize money.
It's exactly how you magnetize money, yes. The more playful and fun you are, the more receptive you are. And then money and opportunities and inspiration and people just flow in because you're not in a state of resistance. I'm looking at how do you say that word? Fibonacci, right? Okay. Palace of Abundance activation.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So another part of this is still in package A is channeled energy infused Fibonacci series activations. There are 4 MP3s, and I was really drawn to the Cave of Abundance. That's a good one. The Palace of Abundance. These are good words. I like them.
They're good activations. That's why they're part of the package. They are all, the Fibonacci series sequence is the naturally occurring energetic embodiment of expansion. And that's why these activations are so powerful, because we're tapping in energetically to what is already occurring naturally in nature. That's Fibonacci. We don't have time for me to, but I love the Fibonacci. When I was putting this package together, I'm like, I got to get back with the Fibonacci and do some more stuff, because that frequency is amazing. So these 4 MP3s are can be very expansive for those who are ready to receive more.
Mm-hmm. And there's more in package A. 3 more MP3s. Let's see, what are they? The installation of the new light codes in 5D violet flame frequency, up-leveling light codes in the forest of light, and an energetic bonfire and release.
And, this actually should have been listed the other way, so you do the sacred energetic bonfire and release first. It doesn't really matter, but it just is coming through now that doing that karma cleanse, release, and letting everything that go that is no longer serving you, and then doing the up-leveling and the installation, that would be a really, really powerful way to do it, like to maybe do one a week, the first with the bonfire and release, and then do the other one, and then the other one. Because as with all energy work, though our activation here today was short, it takes more time for your physical body to absorb it, because though it's all energy, it's denser. So if you think about pouring water into an open pitcher, that goes really fast. If you think of water getting soaked into a hardwood piece of furniture, going to take a lot more time. And that's what we're working with. So you don't want to overdo the energy work, and you want to drink a lot of water and stay grounded in between. But doing the bonfire and release followed by the up-leveling and the installation would be a really powerful experience. I'm going to do it.
Good suggestion. And then you added some bonus gifts, clearing your meridians to expand your flow, which is a video with you, and then the golden waterfall meditation.
Let me tell you, though, about that video. It's me.
Yeah.
It's me in the video doing a selfie video. And just for you guys, I haven't released this anywhere else yet. I got to tell you, though, I did it over 3 days. Talk about a selfie. This was not a selfie. This was a selfie redo. It was like 3 days with different, moving here, there, because I could feel the energy coming through of what you all need to do to clear your meridians so that you can open to a flow state and tap into that frequency of abundance. And then every time I looked at the video, I would get this information from our collective guides like, you got to redo it. So this selfie video was really a beautiful labor of love, and for those of you who are called to buy either package A or B, because this is included in both, I'd love to hear what you experienced from it, because your guides really did want me to get it exactly right. It was hilarious.
Thank you for doing that and for including that as a bonus, and the golden waterfall meditation. So clearly there's a lot that people can do on their own, as well as then, work with you in the group setting with the live workshop. So that's all in package A. And then all of that is included in package B, plus a really fun private session with you.
Yeah.
Regenerating your abundance structure with the archangels. That sounds fun.
And I have to tell you, this morning, I told you before the show that I got up at just before 4, which is not my usual time, but I could tell that it was, I was being called. And so I did this really long, deep meditation, and this whole new crew of archangels came in that I've never seen, that I've never read about, that I've never heard. I got a couple of names, but mostly I just got some smiles and some light and some colors. So I'll be working with them more before we start the private sessions, because they're the ones who are going to inform and support and uplift during the work to regenerate. It's going to be really powerful.
So they're geared toward increasing the frequency flow of abundance.
Yes.
Okay. And just being in the flow in general, whether it's, I'm sure, anything, the flow of money, vitality, whatever is missing.
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever you need, that's it.
Whatever you need. New year, new you, new decade. Sounds wonderful. And I always trust that the people who resonate with you will say yes, and it's such a beautiful co-creative experience, that is always divinely designed. So thank you for creating these 2 packages. Again, everybody, you can find them at straighttalkforthesoul.com in our marketplace. And Beth, there are a lot of people who wrote in as well. Are you able to answer these questions for the people in the webcast? Okay, let's do a few of these in the webcast. And if you wrote in a long time ago, let me know that you're still there. That way I can just know that you're actually hearing it. Quick question, Cari. How long is a one-on-one session? Beth, I believe they're 30 minutes. Is that right?
They are 30 minutes, but don't tell anybody. They usually end up being, 45 minutes to an hour. I schedule them to allow for that because time is something we do have to follow because we're humans and we have this, but I don't know, 30 minutes isn't very long, so it's a little bit. The point of that is when you buy the package and you schedule the session, make sure you schedule it at a time where you've got that extra half hour, because if you've got to go, then I can't go longer.
Yeah, got it. Thank you for answering that. And someone else asked, when will the live sessions air, the workshop? Do we know yet?
Don't know yet.
It's going to be soon.
It will be soon, yeah. It will probably be in, what is this, the beginning of seed time? I don't even know. I was like, wait, are we in February?
What month is it?
January 6th.
What planet
are we on?
Yes,
it's 2020, January 6th. I'm doing good. I knew that. It'll probably be like the end of February, mid to end of February for we usually do the teaching one first, and then a couple weeks later we'll do the quantum energy lab. I like to give people time to hear the replay and to come on board so that they can participate live with both calls. And there was another reason. What was I was like, what? And then I felt a little tap on my left side of my brain, like activating my mental mind, like it's in there, so that we can create the M field can be. That's a funny point. An M field is the point that the left brain has to remind me about. But okay, that's me now. Not the time I have to be at court, but the M field. The M field is the morphogenetic energetic field that is created whenever a group is joined. So be very careful about what groups you participate in, because you're in an energetic field whenever you do. And we need to have time for our M field to come to completion. So that's why it will be, probably 6 weeks from now, maybe a month, but most likely 6 weeks from now will be when we will do the workshop. It will be recorded, so if by chance you can't attend live, then you will be able to listen to the replay. And the same thing holds true for the Quantum Energy Lab. Usually I try to schedule them on Saturday mornings or in the evening, depending. If we have a lot of international people, we'll go for the Saturday morning, because that allows for more people to come on the call live. But you can submit your question for the Quantum Energy Lab, and then I will answer it. Of course, there's more engagement possible if you're there live. So I am affirming that we will all make it live to all the calls.
Yes, and there's plenty for people to do, and even if they just get package A, to do prior to the live workshop with you.
Cari, that's the point, right? If you and I are doing our job, in the end, they don't need us anymore, except for the fun part.
Except for the fun, yes.
Right? It's not my goal to have people become perpetual clients. If they're perpetual clients, like for the rest of all eternity, then something isn't quite right. Unless, of course, they're just doing it because they want to. That's okay too. But that's why there's so much material here for you to use on your own, for you to be empowered and tap into what you can do on your own.
Yes, this is all about empowerment. I probably
Yep.
say that every time. This is about playfulness, empowerment, all that. Okay, so let's take a few of these from the webcast. A lot of people wrote in, we're still here, we're still here, we're still here. Okay,
Yay!
I see you, I feel you. Okay. All right, I'm going to go to gosh, I'm like my everybody. I can feel like everybody's yelling at me. Me. Okay.
Be kind to Cari, guys. Don't yell.
No, they're not yelling. They were just like lighting up brightly.
I love it.
Okay, so I'm going to go to Heather. Heather in Honolulu. Where is she blocked to the new light codes? Or whichever question you feel is would be more helpful, or the answer to whatever question. Heather in Honolulu.
Yeah, beautiful, Honolulu. So what I see, Heather, is that instead of your auric field flowing as one, your energetic body actually is more accurate. You have two arcs coming to the middle, so that they're, instead of your masculine, your feminine, your left, your right, flowing together as one, they're acting separately. What you want to do is determine and set your consciousness that the heart leads and the mind follows. And so the mind is not going to take any action until the heart knows the way. And that heart alignment is with the divine and with the divine feminine angel. And that is how, if you let that aspect of you lead, then the male part can come into service only when directed, and you will better open to the frequency of flowing in abundance and just flowing in all things energetically. There's a certain heaviness around you that needs to be released and just let go. Spend some time near the ocean, standing on the sand and just directing all that density that opposes the lightness of being you, and begin to embody the idea that the heart leads and the mind follows. And if you do get the package, this is something that would be very beneficial. There are some genealogical roots to this pattern that is happening with you, that is opposing you having a playful, happy, expansive, magnetic life, the one that you seek. You already have some of that, but the more that you seek, if we can clear those personas and those ancestral patterns from your lineage, it would really make a big difference for you.
Okay. Heather, there you go. Let me know if you heard that. Hopefully you did. And thank you, Beth. Next up is Renee from Indiana. Renee from Indiana.
A Midwesterner.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I came from, Chicago. Okay. Does she have a specific question, or either one, or just whatever?
I scrolled down to her original one. There's so many in here, so I would say whichever one you feel is most beneficial for her. Okay.
So this is very interesting, and it is. Let me just look again. You're in the image I see of you, of your energetic body. Your right leg is raised real high, like you're about to stomp on something, but it's frozen in the air. And so this blockage means that, to me, what that says to me is that there's a pattern at work in you that is flowing a certain amount of anger, frustration, betrayal, can't take this anymore, and you want to just stomp it all out, but you're afraid to do that. So this all needs to be cleared so that you can, that right leg is awful tired up there, stagnant. It needs to come down, and this is all energetic, although you may, Renee, if you're listening and you can write back in, do you have any issues with your right leg, your foot, your knee, your hip, just a certain heaviness? It almost feels like it would feel like you're kind of walking with a limp. Not that you are walking with a limp necessarily, but there's a little imbalance on the right and the left. I'm curious to know if it is something you're experiencing in the physical, because what I'm seeing energetically is so strong and fierce and out of alignment with you being whole, that it is pretty amazing that you're doing whatever you're doing to manifest and experience life in a peaceful, easy way. That you definitely want to work on.
Okay,
Change
Renee.
Renee,
let us know. And next is Caroline from Oshawa.
Oshawa. Where is Oshawa?
I'm not sure. Caroline, where's Oshawa?
Okay. Caroline, wow. Okay. It looks like you are trying to stand up in a box. It looks like kind of the image I'm getting is the boxes magicians used to put people in and then saw them in half, that sort of box. But you're standing up in it, and it's too short for you, and you're squished, and it's very uncomfortable. And so you need to come out of this box, and this, too, has ancient roots in, let me just see, 23 lifetimes ago that you were put into this box, and the vestiges of it, the persona that is running the program, is telling you it's not safe to come out of it and stretch and shine and flex your wings and be light and happy. So you definitely want to get out of that box.
Get out of the box, Caroline. She did say, she said, I knew you would pick me. She's near Toronto, Canada.
Okay. Yeah.
And Renee wrote back in, she said her right hip does hurt a lot.
There you go. So understand, Renee and everyone, there's certain, I'm not dealing with medicine. I am not a doctor. However, everything is energy. So if you are energetic, if your energetic body is out of alignment, it is going to cause physical problems. Does this mean you don't need to go to a doctor if you're having right hip problems? No. But before you do what the doctor says, if it involves drugs or surgery, do the energy work first and see what that can bring and what alignment can come before you take those sort of radical steps under the advice of a doctor. And and thank you, Renee, for writing back in, because that was so strong. I would have been really surprised if you didn't have some right-sided issues. So we can definitely work on that. And you, Carolyn, we want to get you out of that box.
Out of the box, Caroline. Okay. Let's see. Oma. I remember you, Oma. I've called on you before, from Indiana, another Midwesterner. Oma.
Okay. Well, it's like there's a mask over your eyes, and it looks like a pellet, but it's encased around your third eye. And this not seeing, not safe to see, this too is a persona. And a persona is an aspect of you that fractures off from the whole of you, a subconscious, unconscious aspect that fractures off during a traumatic event or a point of pain. It could be in this life, it could be a past life, it could be from ancestral lineage. Wherever it came from, it's running that same pattern because it thinks it's helping you even though it no longer serves. So at some point in your past, in your lineage, it was necessary not to see what you see. It is no longer the case. You need to see and know everything. You need to remove that encasement, that pellet around your third eye, so that you can see who you are, see who others are, and receive those that are your tribe more readily into your life and into your circle, and then open that third eye so that you can connect more with your heavenly tribe. That's kind of the theme of this, is to clear this persona, and that energetic obstruction is going to make it more accessible for you to find the people that you're meant to connect with both here and in the heavens. I sense that you feel somewhat isolated, and even just when you're with the people that surround you where you live there in Indiana, that you just kind of feel like the odd one out. And that would change too. Without anything else changing of the people, of the community that you have, shifting these aspects of you and bringing yourself into wholeness is going to make everything resonate more for you.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Oma, I hope that you heard that, and many, many blessings to you. And Kim from Livermore wrote in and said she's been working with you, Beth, over the last year. She said, so excited to start this amazing year with her loving hands and guidance blessing me. She said, my life and gifts have opened up while working with Beth and her precious guidance. The clarity and insight she shares have been so encouraging and uplifting. The days ahead are magical. I hope others who feel the call in their heart to do so follow that guidance as well. Love and blessings and joy to all on the journey. Thank you, Kim. I just wanted to highlight that for you,
Thank you,
Beth.
Kim, and thank you, Cari. Kim did a beautiful. She's really stepping into herself. She was in my 2019 Abundance Masterclass, and she did a solstice guided meditation, energetically infused guided meditation for that class. That was just amazing, absolutely amazing. And that's what's possible for people who are willing to do the work. And by do the work, I just mean show up. It's not like it's hard labor or hard time. It's not like going to the office, to the job every day. It is playful. It is opening, expansive, and that's the kind of thing that is awaiting you when you make that commitment to allow yourself to receive, to open, and to shine. So, Kim, thank you so much for that. I so appreciate you.
A commitment to playing, a commitment to receiving, to being in resonance with the joy and the opportunity.
I used to not like the way my laugh sounded, and I would put my hand in front of my mouth and I would, just kind of keep it quiet.
Really?
That's how far I
Not
come.
anymore.
Nope, not anymore.
I love your laugh, and so does everybody else. So loud and
I
proud,
do too
right?
now.
Yes, I'm going to do one more, just because there's so many people. She's lighting up quite a bit here. Missy from Cherokee Hills. Missy.
Okay, Misty. Let me just tune in here. Oh, you got to get off that cross, girl. I couldn't quite catch it at first because there were a lot of veiled sort of layers in between. There's a lot of unnecessary protection. It feels necessary. That's the veil. And then when I was able to tune in, it's like, I'm just stuck here on this cross. And right now, outside my window, a squirrel is flicking its tail, and that is for you, Misty. Look up the spirit meaning of squirrels, and that energy is calling to you. And then he just kind of ran off playfully and hopped onto a tree. So you want to come down off that cross. This is something you came here with. It has both ancestral and past life origins. Needs to be cleared. It's a persona. We can handle it. But in the meantime, look up squirrel energy, spirit animal, and see what the squirrel energy is. Embody that, and actually that take the shackles off my feet. Find that. Mary, Mary, take the shackles off my feet. And as you are listening to this song and just moving about the room, dancing like no one is watching, because only your angels will be watching, and they'll be dancing too. I want you to imagine, instead of shaking the shackles off your feet, I want you to imagine shaking yourself stepping off of that cross. There is no need for you to be a martyr, a victim any longer.
Okay, Missy. And she did say, as you were, or right before you started, she said, I have no community. Will this group be in alignment? I'm guessing she means the package.
Oh, if you were to, yes. Yeah. Let me just scan on that. Is it in Misty's highest interest?
Missy with an S's.
Missy, okay.
Missy. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it in Missy's highest interest to participate in the workshops to gain greater community connections? And that is a yes.
Okay, she said, concerned where I make contact from past lives. She said she's very concerned about that. She wrote this before you started, by the way.
Concerned about where she makes contact with past lives?
very concerned. I think she's talking about entering new groups or something. So she said, I'm very concerned about where I make contact. And then
as you should, as you heard me talk about M fields being created, that we all need to be concerned about what groups we participate in. But as you heard, Missy, I scanned, which means I energetically tune in to your higher self and ask if this is in your highest interest, and based on the question you asked of, is this community for me? And the way I framed it was, is it in your highest interest to participate in this community, and will this community offer you what you seek, which would be nothing out of alignment and no past life nonsense. I create a sacred space and we hold it. There isn't a lot of interaction unless you ask for it with the other people one-on-one, because I don't give out anybody's information. All of the mailings are privately conducted, but I do open the lines in advance of the quantum energy call, and I can also do that before the lecture so that you can talk with people. But there, the community, according to the scan, connecting with your higher self, will be in your highest interest. It is safe and efficacious for you to do this, and you too then need to, Missy, feel into whether it resonates with you. Mm-hmm. There's enough engagement, and if you go down the road doing more work with the group and join the tribe that I have that's ongoing, it is available to you to have greater community connections. It is not an automatic thing built into the work that's done around this package, if that makes sense. I mean, there's an M field, but you guys aren't connecting one-on-one.
Yeah,
yes, it is sacred.
It's a sacred container that you would benefit from, is what I'm hearing and feeling.
Yes.
Okay, Missy. There's so many people, Beth. We could do this all day. But,
yes, we could.
Oh, my goodness. But I think we should go ahead and start wrapping up. Beth, it has been so fun. I love my time with you. What a great way to start season 14 with all this joy and love and playfulness and love, just so much love flowing. Mm-hmm. And so, Beth, thank you. Is there any final message you want to leave this beautiful audience with before we say goodbye?
Trust the light of you. Trust that you can do this. Trust that all that you seek is on the other side of the fear that you feel, and that it is your divine birthright to glow and flow. That I've never said before, but it's what came through for the group. And thank you, Cari, for the honor that you give me to kick off this new year and your new season. I am just humbled, honored, and grateful for that opportunity and for the chance to play with you and your tribe in this way today. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. And you'll be back. You will be back, and we will play
Yay!
again. Okay, so Beth and everybody, oh, wow, what a wonderful way to begin the new season. I want to thank all of you. Yeah, go ahead, Beth.
One more thing just came through loud and clear for so many of you. The money will come from wherever it is. Stop worrying and open.
Open, open, open to receive. Get in resonance with it so it will flow, and it is coming. Yes, abundance is your birthright. Let 2020 be the year where you allow it in, not just money, but an abundance of support, an abundance of love, an abundance of joy, creativity, inspiration, everything beautiful. So thank you all so much for the gift of your openness, your time, your love, your presence today. As we enter this new year of 2020, I'm so excited. We appreciate you and hope that you received the insights, the new awarenesses, the activations that are most beneficial for you at this time. And if you want to experience a deeper connection with Beth and her work, of course, take advantage of her wonderful offerings in our marketplace, and I know that you won't regret that. So Thank you again for joining us on this soulful adventure today. I am sending waves and waves of love and light and joy and appreciation from my heart to yours. May you feel it, receive it, offer it to those you encounter today or tonight, wherever you happen to be in the world. And as always, until next time, please give yourself full permission to shine instead of shrink, express instead of suppress, and own that amazing, powerful glow of yours. I will see you back here in this playground of light again tomorrow, everybody. Bye-bye.